There was a time when I thought I was in control. I thought I was choosing my actions, deciding what to do with my time, my energy, my mind. But the truth was, something else had taken over me. It wasn't a drug or a bottle. It was something far more silent, far more accepted, far more dangerous. It was the small habit I kept telling myself wasn't a big deal. The habit that slowly began to consume my attention, drain my energy, and rewire my brain to crave instant gratification. That habit was destroying my mind, and I didn't even notice it happening. It started innocently, just a few minutes scrolling through my phone after waking up, a short break between work, a quick check on what's new online, a small reward after finishing a task. But soon, it became the first thing I did in the morning, and the last thing I saw before sleep. My mind began to crave that constant stimulation, the endless feed of novelty, beauty, and chaos. I didn't realize it at first, but every swipe, every click, every just one more was rewiring my brain's reward system. It wasn't entertainment anymore. It was dependency. The scariest part, it didn't feel like a problem, because everyone else was doing it too. We live in a world where addiction hides in plain sight. People walk with their heads tilted down, eyes glowing with blue light, lost in an infinite loop of meaningless updates. We've become slaves to a machine designed to keep us hooked, and we call it normal. But deep down, something feels wrong. You know that feeling when you close an app and feel empty? That quiet numbness in your chest. That's your mind realizing it's been tricked. See, our brains were never built for this level of stimulation. Every notification, every scroll, every image triggers a burst of dopamine, the chemical of motivation and reward. Dopamine is supposed to drive us toward meaningful goals, building, creating, achieving. But when it's hijacked by artificial rewards, likes, videos, endless content, it stops pushing us forward. It traps us in a loop. You start craving more pleasure, but the more you consume, the less satisfied you feel. You're chasing a feeling that never lasts. That's when the decline begins. You start losing focus. You can't sit still without reaching for your phone. You can't read a page without feeling distracted. You can't enjoy silence because your brain screams for stimulation. The same habit that once felt harmless becomes a mental cage. You stop being the master of your mind. Your mind becomes the slave of your impulses. Before we move on, if this video is waking something up inside you, do me a quick favor. Hit the like button and subscribe. It takes only a second, but it means the world to me and helps this message reach more people who need it. I'm genuinely grateful for every single one of you watching right now. Thank you. Now, let's keep going. And it doesn't stop with scrolling. It spreads like a virus into lust, laziness, comfort. The same mechanism that keeps you glued to a screen also feeds procrastination and addiction. You start avoiding discomfort, chasing easy pleasure, running from anything that feels difficult. You call it relaxing, but in truth, you're slowly training your brain to associate comfort with safety and effort with pain. You stop pursuing growth because growth demands struggle, and your dopamine-drained brain can't handle it anymore. I remember sitting one night, scrolling for hours, not even knowing what I was looking for. My eyes were open, but my soul was asleep. I felt anxious, restless, yet empty. I realized I hadn't created anything meaningful in weeks. I wasn't learning. I wasn't improving. I was just consuming. That night, something inside me broke. I asked myself, when did I lose control? That question haunted me, because I knew the answer. I had been trading my focus for comfort, my potential for pleasure, my peace for distraction. That's when I decided to quit. Not just scrolling, but the mindset that created it. It wasn't easy. The first few days felt like withdrawal. My mind screamed for stimulation. I would pick up my phone without thinking. I would open apps just to close them again. It felt like fighting a ghost that lived inside my head. But every time I resisted the urge, every time I chose to sit with boredom instead of escaping it, I felt something powerful. Clarity. It was like fog lifting from my brain. That's when I understood what discipline truly is. Discipline isn't about punishing yourself. It's about freedom. The freedom to choose what deserves your energy. When you reclaim control over your impulses, you become unstoppable. You start realizing how much time you actually have, how powerful your focus really is. You see how much potential was buried under layers of noise. Our ancestors were warriors of the body. Today we must be warriors of the mind. The battlefield is not out there. It's inside your skull. The enemies are not swords or soldiers. They are comfort, distraction, and dopamine. Every time you resist temptation, you win a battle. Every time you delay gratification, you sharpen your mind. And every time you say no to the easy path, you grow stronger, sharper, more alive. I started rebuilding my mind one decision at a time. I set limits. I stopped using my phone in the morning. I began meditating, not to be spiritual, but to reprogram my focus. I replaced cheap pleasure with hard rewards, reading, exercising, working on my craft. And the more I did it, the more I felt my brain come back to life. My attention span grew. My motivation returned. My inner peace deepened. For the first time in years, I could feel silence, and it didn't scare me anymore. It's strange. Once you detox from the constant noise, life becomes richer. Colors look brighter. Conversations feel deeper. Time slows down. You begin to notice things that your overstimulated mind used to overlook. The wind, the warmth of sunlight, the rhythm of your own thoughts. You start to feel gratitude for existence itself. That's the beauty of discipline. It reconnects you to reality. But most people never make it that far. They try to quit, but they relapse because they misunderstand the process. The goal isn't to remove pleasure, it's to redefine it. True pleasure comes from progress, not from passivity. It comes from building, not consuming. When you learn to enjoy the process of doing hard things, dopamine becomes your ally again. You start craving the right kind of struggle, the one that makes you evolve. And that's when everything changes. You stop chasing quick highs. You start creating meaning. You stop comparing yourself to others and start competing with who you were yesterday. You stop waiting for motivation, because now discipline drives you. That's the real cure. Discipline doesn't kill joy, it multiplies it. It turns fleeting satisfaction into lasting pride. Feeling stuck, distracted, or burned out, it's time to break free. I highly recommend you read The Art of Being Unstoppable. This isn't just another book. It's your blueprint for mastering your mind, controlling your emotions, and taking back your life. Inside, you'll discover the tools to build unshakable focus, unstoppable resilience, and a sense of purpose that cuts through the noise of this chaotic world. Stop just surviving. Start dominating. Step into the person you were always meant to become. The link is in the description below. Check it out and begin your transformation today. The habit that destroyed my mind wasn't evil by nature. It was just a tool I misused. The same technology that once enslaved me now serves me, because I control it, not the other way around. My phone no longer dictates my life, my purpose does. My mind no longer seeks comfort, it seeks clarity. If you're listening to this, maybe you feel it too, that quiet war inside your head. The endless cycle of wanting to stop but not knowing how. The guilt of wasting time, the frustration of feeling stuck. Let me tell you this, you are not broken. Your brain is simply wired for survival, not for the modern world. But you can rewire it. Every time you resist instant gratification, you're literally reshaping your neural pathways. Every act of self-control is an act of self-rebirth. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be, but it's worth it. Because beyond the fog of addiction lies something extraordinary. A clear, focused, unstoppable version of you. A mind that is not controlled by algorithms, but guided by vision. A heart that is not drained by distractions, but fueled by purpose. That's what happens when you take your power back. You start living intentionally. You start thinking deeply again. You start feeling alive again. The world hasn't changed. Your mind has. And when your mind changes, everything else follows. So remember this. The habit that destroyed your mind doesn't have to define you. The same energy that once kept you stuck can be transformed into fuel for greatness. All it takes is one decision. The decision to stop being a slave to comfort and start being a warrior of discipline. And when you make that choice, when you finally break the chain, you'll realize something incredible. The peace you were searching for in endless pleasure was never out there. It was within you all along, waiting for silence, waiting for focus, waiting for you to remember who you truly are. Because once you control your mind, you control everything. If you made it this far, drop a mind emoji in the comments. I want to see how many of you have the discipline to finish what you start. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of your mind, keep growing every single day, and remember, together we are unstoppable.